Good morning student. Today we will study about the biodiversity. In this video lecture we have discussed about the definition of biodiversity, types of biodiversity, measurement, pattern, significance as well as reason of the biodiversity to loss. Let's start. Biodiversity, the name suggests it consists of two words, bio and diversity. Bio is related to the living organism, and diversity is the variety and variability. Living why the organism is known as a living, because this is a question. So living organism is known as a living because of the capability to respire. All the living organisms have able to respiration process, and in this process gaseous exchange take place, and due to this gaseous exchange all living organisms maintain their body physiology. So biodiversity defined as like that is the sum total of variety and variability among and between the living organism of an particular area. Clear? So if we assume a large area in which there are various kind of variety, various kind of species live together, and they are continuously interact with their surrounding. This is known as a biodiversity, and it is emphasized the many complex kind of variation that exist within and among organism at a different level of organism. So why I am telling the different level of organism? So as we know that a single individual make a population at various stages. So this so variation occur in individual as well as the group of individual, means population. So variation is seen in the individual level as well as population of an individual. Clear? So it is the definition of the biodiversity. Now come to the level of biodiversity, or we can say what is the types of biodiversity. Actually there are three important types of biodiversity, and these biodiversity types are divided or categorized in three types: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. What is genetic diversity? Genetic diversity means variation in the genes of a species. And what is genes? Genes is a sequence of nucleotide of DNA, and it is also can be defined. Genes is a segment of DNA which consists of sequence of nucleotides. Clear? So sequence of nucleotide means this if we draw the DNA structure, this is the DNA structure, and this DNA structure consists of nucleotides, and these nucleotides are found inside the helix turn. This nucleotide, and nucleotide is what? It is a nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thiamine. These are the nucleotide sequence. It is if we draw a sequence of nucleotide, let's see this is the sequence of genes, or we can say it is known as a gene. ठीक है. And whenever the variation take place in the genes, that's why variety will develop of an organism. And when these organism change and whenever the genetic diversity take place, what is the major reason for the genetic variation? It is due to the mutation. If mutation occurs in the sequence of the nucleotide, there will be the changes in the genes, and due to the change in the genes of organism, there will be diversity develop. Clear? So diversity developed due to the mutation in the genes of living organism. And mutation can be natural and artificial. So due to this mutation, diversity of genes or variation of genes take place in a species, and this due to the this kind of changes, variety developed. Example, let's have example. Suppose this it majorly found in a plants. So in present day, there is a lots of mutation occurs in the genes of the plants. So there will be the diversity in the plant, as we can see in wheat, rice, mangoes, and some other kinds of the some other fruits, and this variety will develop due to the mutation in genes, due to the manipulation in the genes of that particular species. Now what is its significance? What is the significance of genetic diversity? It helps in the adaptation and respond to natural selection to the species. So if any organism survive in adverse condition, so the changes in the genes will help to adapt to organism against the environmental stress. So it provides the adaptation and respond to the natural selection. Where the genetic diversity occurs, it occurs at several levels of organization, such as among the taxonomical level. Taxonomical level is what? It is the branch of division where particular kinds of species are divided and are grouped into the particular phyla and families. So that's why genetic diversity actually take place, or we can compare two different phylas and families of species. क्लियर? हम अगर जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी में हम ये कहें कि दो स्पीशीज़ के बीच में जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी बताए, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम एक टेक्सोनॉमिकल लेवल पे अगर हम बात करेंगे तो दो फाइलास के बीच में डिफ़ाइन करेंगे. सपोज़ कीजिए कि प्लांट डाइवर्सिटी अगर हम कंपेयर करें तो प्लांट और एनिमल, तो इन दो किंगडम्स, इन दो फाइलास के बीच में हम जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी को कंपेयर कर सकते हैं. एंड इस फैमिलीज़ लेवल पे भी कर सकते हैं, जैसे आर्थ्रोपोड एंड रेप्टिलियंस, एम्फीबियंस, दीज आर ऑल्सो comparing the mode of the comparing in the genetic diversity. Now come to on species diversity. Species is what? Species is a group of population, and these group of population interact with each other with each other and their abiotic factors. It refers variation of the species within a region. तो जब डाइवर्सिटी हम एनिमल्स लेवल पर कर रहे हों, तो स्पीशीज़ लेवल पे कर रहे हों, तो हम उसको क्या कहेंगे? स्पीशीज़ डाइवर्सिटी. इन द स्पीशीज़ डाइवर्सिटी एक्चुअली वी विल study about the species richness and species evenness. So what is species richness and what is evenness? Let's talk about it. Species richness is refers to the kinds of it's refer different kinds of species which occur in a particular area. So what is it tells? It tells about the different kinds, and species evenness tells about the how a particular species occur in it tells about the abundance of a particular species in a area. Clear? So species richness tells about the different kinds of variety of species, and species evenness tells about the abundance of a particular species in an area. Clear? Now suppose this is a area, and we have in this area, let's have 5 different kinds of species: A, B, C, D, E and F. These are different kinds of species. A, B, C, D, E, F. These are different kinds of species, different variety of species. So it is known as a species richness. So 5 different kinds of variety is called species richness. Clear? But if we look in this area, we have to know about which type of species found in a large number, or which particular species are in abundance. So let's have B. B have a different B have a abundance in this particular area. B, only B species having abundance in abundance. ठीक, तो हम कहेंगे कि इस पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज़ रिचनेस में या डाइवर्सिटी में बी स्पीशीज़ जो है वो अपने अबंडेंस और डोमिनेंसी शो कर रहे हैं. दैट्स इट. So in this species diversity, we discuss or we identify the richness of the species and as well as abundance of the species of a particular species in a region. Now come to on ecosystem diversity. Ecosystem diversity is what? First of all, we know about the meaning of ecosystem. Ecosystem means कि living of group of organism, group of species live together and continuously interact with their abiotic factors. That is known as a ecosystem. Ecosystem describe the number of niche, trophic level and various ecological process. So what is the ecological process? It includes the nutrient recycling and biological cycling, These are the ecological process, and it helps in sustain the energy flow, food web, and recycling of nutrient. These are the ecological process. So what exactly ecosystem does? It describe the number of niche and traffic level, and it also includes the various ecological process such as energy flow, food wave, recycling of nutrients. It is also in a it is also with study in the ecosystem diversity. क्लियर? कैसे हम कर सकते हैं कि सपोज दिस, अब हम ये कह दिए कि ये एक पर्टिकुलर एक्वाटिक इकोसिस्टम है. This is a aquatic ecosystem, and this ecosystem consists of different level of traffic. It has a different traffic level. Traffic level is it is the division of species on the basis of their nature, on the basis of their behavior and food. These are the categorized as a traffic level. Suppose in this aquatic ecosystem there has a 3 traffic level: first, second, and third. It includes 3 traffic level, and in each traffic level there is a numerous different kinds of species occur in each traffic level. So suppose this first traffic level includes free floating species, such as small free living plants and other kinds of species. So but in middle traffic level contains, or it have various kind of large fishes and small fishes. They are live together in the middle traffic level. Clear? Now at the base of this ecosystem, that is third traffic level, it includes the various kind of sponges, coral reefs, and other such kinds of the species. So so in this ecosystem, what will study? We will study about the different various kind of species which occur in each different level of traffic. So and that's why in ecosystem we study about the different kinds of species which are generally found at a different level of traffic level, different level of traffic of an ecosystem. So इस तरीके से हम इकोसिस्टम डाइवर्सिटी को डिफाइन करते हैं. हम स्पीशीज़ के साथ साथ उस हर एक स्पीशीज़ के साथ साथ वहाँ पर निश कैसा है, वहाँ का एबायोटिक फैक्टर्स कैसा है, ये सभी भी इकोसिस्टम में इंक्लूड किया जाता है. नाउ व्हाट इज़ द मैग्नीट्यूड और ग्रेडियंट ऑफ द बायोडाइवर्सिटी. इट मीन्स कि which of the major places where the biodiversity can be seen. Clear? So actually magnitude is what? Magnitude means कि greater size of an population of species. So how population is large, bigger or smaller? And gradient means कि gradient means increasing and decreasing of increasing and decreasing of the population. So if we talk about the diversity, which kind of species occurs or see in the particular places. what is the size of these places, what is the reason behind for increasing growth of population. Clear? Now we will discuss about the gradient and magnitude of biodiversity. So as we know that biodiversity varies with changes in the latitude and altitude, and I hope you will know about the latitude and altitude. So if we draw a globe structure, जब हम किसी ग्लोब को ड्रॉ करते हैं, so this is a globe. Clear? And this actually this is not a perfect diagram of the globe. Clear? I mean all I so this in this globe there is a equator. Clear? This is a midline of globe which divided the globe into two equal halves. So this is a equator, and this pole is known as a north pole, and it is the south pole. Clear? And what is the latitude? Latitude is a horizontal line of a globe. This is the latitude. Clear? This is the latitude. And the vertical line of a globe is called altitude. आप लोगों ने ग्लोब देखा होगा, उसमें कभी नोटिस किया होगा कि लैटिट्यूड और ऑल्टीट्यूड कैसे होता है, इक्वेटर कहाँ है. ठीक है, तो एक्चुअली क्यों ज़रूरत पड़ती है लैटिट्यूड, एल्टीट्यूड, इक्वेटर, साउथ पोल, नॉर्थ पोल को डिवाइड करने के लिए? यहाँ पर हम डिफरेंट हर एक एरिए में, हर एक जोन में इनकी वैरायटी देखने को मिलती है, स्पीशीज़ वैरायटी देखने को मिलती है, बायोडाइवर्सिटी देखने को मिलती है. उनकी जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन किसी पर्टिकुलर कंट्रीज़ की देखनी हो तो उसके थ्रू हम लोग आसानी से कर सकते हैं. सो लाइकवाइज टू स्टडी अबाउट द डाइवर्सिटी, which country has more diverse, which area have more diverse. So in this globe, actually what I am telling to describe, I'm telling to describing the which countries or which particular places having more diverse, having more biodiversity. Clear? So biodiversity actually varies through the climatic changes. Clear? Climatic changes. So in this globe, this globe is divided in three zones, and these three zones are tropical zone, second temperate zone, and third one is सब ट्रॉपिकल, सब टेम्परेट. ये इसके डिफरेंट जोन है, लेकिन बेसिकली हम अगर इसको ट्रॉपिकल जोन वेयर इट लोकेटेड इन अ ग्लोब. सो दिस 1 minute. This in this globe, the tropical zone are just this area. This is a Tropic of Cancer, and this is a Tropic of Capricorn, and this is a Tropic of Cancer, and this is a Tropic of Capricorn. So in between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, there is a zones of a tropic. ठीक है, this is a tropical zone. In this tropical zone, it contains a lot of biodiversity. It shows the biodiversity in the tropic zone. Why? What is the reason? What is the scientific reason? Because in these zones, temperature is optimum, as well as whenever temperature is optimum and humidity will found in these zones, so that will be the fertility of the soil, means good quality of soil is present in their zone, in these zones, and that's why the high nutritive soil is enhance the productivity, enhances the growth and development of the whole organism which are present in a particular tropical zone. That's why the tropical zone contains contains increase in it shows increase in biodiversity. So what is the reason of what is the reason to increase diversity in the tropical zone? It has a optimum temperature, clear. Next, humidity will also help in the diversity of the vegetation, actually plant vegetation, as well as good adequate amount of rainfall, adequate of rainfall, ठीक है, rainfall. तो these are three major important factors which involve in which found in the tropical zone. That's why tropical zone is known as a good biodiversity. It shows the increase in biodiversity in this particular zone. And the reason this: optimum temperature, humidity, adequate rainfall. That's why in this globe we actually in a competitive exam there ये कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम में भी पूछा जाता है कि ट्रॉपिकल जोन में हाईली प्लांट वेजिटेशन और बायोडाइवर्सिटी देखने को मिलता है. व्हाट इज़ द साइंटिफिक रीज़न बिहाइंड इट? तो दीज आर दिस ड्यू टू दिस फैक्टर. आई होप कि इसको ये आप क्लियर हो चुका होगा कि ट्रॉपिकल जोन में हेवली बायोडाइवर्सिटी क्यों होती हैं. एंड लैटीट्यूड, तो इस ट्रॉपिकल जोन को हम देखें, इट इज़ अकर इन द लैटीट्यूडनल ग्रेडियंट. इट इज़ नोन एज अ लैटीट्यूडनल ग्रेडियंट. if we move from pole to equator, there will be the increase in biodiversity, and when we move equator to pole, there is a decrease in biodiversity. Why in this diversity is decreased? Because as we know that polar area having the minus temperature, clear. That's why at the polar region there will be less biodiversity, and whenever we move lower altitude to higher altitude, what will happen on the biodiversity? Actually, whenever we move from lower altitude to higher altitude, there will be the decrease in biodiversity because of the lower temperature. And all living organism having the optimum temperature to survive, to maintain their body size, to maintain their physiochemical process. That's why higher altitude shows the decreased biodiversity. क्लियर. तो 1000 जब हम किसी अल्टीट्यूड पर जाते हैं, अगर हम 1000 मीटर भी मूव करते हैं लोअर से हायर अल्टीट्यूड पे जाने पे, तो हर 1000 मूव करने पर -6.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर कम होते चला जाता है. इसीलिए वहाँ पर टेम्परेचर कम होने की वजह से बायोडाइवर्सिटी बहुत कम होती है. क्लियर. सो हम अगर समरी करें तो when we move 1000 meter increase in altitude, so there will be the temperature drop about 6.5 degrees Celsius, and due to the drop in the temperature, and greater seasonal variability at a higher altitude. That is the lower variability of in the higher altitude region. Clear? Now what is the example, which of the countries, which of the areas which are shows increased biodiversity or species richness? Actually, tropical Amazon rainforest, which is located in South America. It shows the greatest biodiversity on the earth, and it is the home of more than 40,000 species of plant. Not मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा अगर वहाँ पर किसी अमेज़न फॉरेस्ट में किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म स्पीशीज़ का संख्या ज़्यादा है तो दैट इज़ द प्लांट. सो अमेज़न रेन फॉरेस्ट इज़ द होम ऑफ द प्लांट स्पीशीज़. क्लियर? एंड सेकेंड, अगर हम इंडिया से कंपेयर करें तो इन इंडिया वी हैव their location is occur in the tropical altitude. That's why in India only 12,000 species of bird can be seen in India, which is more diverse than other country. And if we know Greenland, it is the I think it located in the north side, and in this Greenland countries there is 56 species. Clear? तो एज़ यू नो दैट, तो ये कह सकते हैं कि क्यों इतना वेरिएशन हो रहा है, क्यों हर एक कंट्रीज़ में स्पीशीज़ की डाइवर्सिटी कहीं ज़्यादा है कहीं कम है. तो बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लाइमेटिक चेंजेस. So these decreasing and increasing biodiversity in the areas, particular areas, there will be the two important factors, that is the evolutionary changes and climatic changes. So basically climatic changes is the most important factors to enhance or to decrease or increase on biodiversity of an particular area. Clear? I hope ये आप सभी को क्लियर हो गया होगा. Now come to on uses or significance of biodiversity. Significance of biodiversity means इसे समझाने की ज़रूरत है, हमें नहीं मालूम, मगर biodiversity is most important factor for the living organism, for the human as well as animal, because biodiversity provides the condition to drive the process that sustain the global economy and the survival of a species. Clear? And if we compare or if we define the biodiversity role in the ecosystem, what is the service of the biodiversity in the ecosystem. In ecosystem, as we know, there is a different kinds of species live together with their abiotic factors. So what will happen what is the significance of biodiversity in the ecosystem? Actually, biodiversity helps to maintain the ecosystem. Biodiversity ecosystem को maintain करता है, and also their sustainable utilization. Means biodiversity is essential for maintenance of the ecosystem and their sustainable utilization. How it maintain the ecosystem? Due to the maintenance of the gaseous composition of atmosphere. And we know what is the composition of atmosphere. Atmosphere contains a lot of gases in a different quantities. So biodiversity actually help to maintain the gaseous composition of atmosphere, and this due to the good atmosphere, there will be the maintenance of ecosystem of an area. Clear? Beside the maintenance of the gaseous composition of atmosphere, biodiversity also control the climate control by the forest and oceanic system. So biodiversity also maintain the climatic changes, also help to control climate. Why? How? This is due to the forest and oceanic level. जब फॉरेस्ट एंड ओशन एक मेंटेन रहेंगे तो क्लाइमेट भी मेंटेन रहेंगे. एंड दिस बिसाइड दिस इट प्रोवाइड द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ सॉयल. सो जब इकोसिस्टम की बात करते हैं तो सॉयल, because ecosystem is also involve the abiotic factor, so that's why biodiversity enhance the soil fertility and protection. It make the chemical composition, suitable chemical composition to survive the plant community in the particular area. Clear? And and also it conserve and purify the water. So biodiversity, if the water soil quality is good, then the water composition is also good because of the biodiversity. So basically what I am telling to understand to you, बायोडाइवर्सिटी मेंटेन द इकोसिस्टम. एंड कैसे ये मेंटेन करेगा इकोसिस्टम से? इकोसिस्टम में हमें पता है कि किसी एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया में लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म एक दूसरे रहते हैं और वो अबायोटिक फैक्टर्स को भी के साथ इंटरेक्ट करते रहते हैं. तो जब तक उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में क्लाइमेट सही नहीं रहेगा, सॉयल की फर्टिलिटी सही, सॉयल अपने क्वालिटी में नहीं रहेगा, तो वहाँ का इकोसिस्टम डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा. दैट्स वाई बायोडाइवर्सिटी हेल्प टू मेंटेन द गैसियस कंपोजिशन ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर, क्लाइमेटिक कंट्रोल एंड फॉर्मेशन एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ सॉइल, कंजर्वेशन एंड प्योरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर. Beside this, nutrient cycling is also done by the biodiversity. So at a ecosystem level, biodiversity play a major role. Clear? Now second second significant or role, what is the role of biodiversity in prevention and mitigation of natural disaster. नेचुरल डिज़ास्टर तो सभी को मालूम होगा. सो हाउ द बायोडाइवर्सिटी ओवरकम द डिज़ास्टर. as we know that the rooting system of the certain plants have to protect against the natural disaster. Clear? So forest and grasslands protect landscapes against erosion, nutrient loss, landslides through the binding action of root, and it bordering the flooding river. अब किसी रिवर में कोई ऐसा रिवर है जो हर साल उसमें उसकी वजह से बाढ़ आती है, तो एक्चुअली इकोसिस्टम वहाँ का जो पर्टिकुलर इकोसिस्टम होगा तो वो हेल्प करेगा कि उस फ्लडिंग रिवर को बॉर्डर प्रोवाइड करेगा, सो दैट फ्लडिंग इज स्टॉप्ड. एंड इट हेल्प्स एब्जॉर्ब एक्सेस वाटर एंड रिड्यूस द डैमेज caused by the flood. And it helps in biodiversity have a economical use. What is the economical use of biodiversity? Because plant community provide a lots of food stuffs and medical protection against the diseases. So where it come from? It is come from the wild biodiversity of the plant. Various kind of plants have a medicinal use. So from that plant, there is the production of lots of antibiotics, drugs, which are used in the malaria diseases, and cancers. These are all the kinds of the drugs are provided from the medicinal plant. Clear? Now some other economical importance of the biodiversity is the ecotourism. Ecotourism is the most important economical factor which enhance the economy of a country. Clear? So it has a aesthetic this is the aesthetic and cultural benefit of the biodiversity. Clear? So I hope in this video I cleared the doubts about the biodiversity. Okay? In the next chapter, next video lecture, we will discuss about the loss of biodiversity and how to conserve the biodiversity. What is the international level of international